Alright, what's good, y'all? This your boy Rizzy Met here, and I'm actually back with a thought. I know it's been a little while, excuse my appearance here, I'm actually a little under the weather, but you know what I'm here for, as you can probably see by the title. And I wasn't going to speak on it, because it's just, you look on social media, it's everywhere. This whole big thing about J Cole apologizing and everything for the diss, right? How can I start this? So, a couple weeks ago, y'all know, Future and Metro Boomin dropped the album. They had a track on the album called Like That. They had a feature Kendrick Lamar. On that particular track, Kendrick had a verse pretty much dissing Drake and J Cole in it. Fuck the big three, just big me, niggas clicking up. Y'all know that part by now, right? When I first heard it, I've always been a Kendrick fan. Always, and still am a Kendrick fan. As a matter of fact, Kendrick is the reason why I started this channel. But we'll get to that further later on in the video. So when I heard the track and it taking shots at J. Cole, I immediately jumped to J. Cole defense, right? And this is the reason why. I'm from South Carolina, right? And if you're from South Carolina, or you know anybody from South Carolina, if you ask somebody, you know, we always have some type of support for whoever makes it from the Carolinas. You know, whether it be North or South Carolina. We say North and South, but at the end of the day, it's the Carolinas, right? And we always support the people that are able to come from out of here and go on and do successful things. Just like yesterday, shout out to the women's basketball team, USC. You know, they did their thing, brought home a national championship. We support stuff like that. So naturally, you know, with the disc coming out, and it being partially towards J. Cole, I'm gonna go to my man defense. And I'm a J. Cole fan. I rock with J. Cole. I don't put him over Kendrick, right? I've been more of a fan of Kendrick than I have J. Cole, but at the same time, the fact that you got somebody here from the Carolinas putting on, as any artist from the Carolinas, and I know particularly with South Carolina, you know, we're still kind of like looking for that one who gonna make it out and be successful. So, you know, J. Cole being a representative of South Carolina, you know, part of the big three, or I guess if it's a big three, being that you don't ask Kendrick, he's the guy. You know, he's the guy. And so it's quite naturally, I just took to his defense. You know what I'm saying? And during the 2-week span of him, you know, this whole whether he's going to respond or anything like that, I wasn't sure what he was going to do. What I saw it as is an opportunity, you know, during, you know, this whole rollout of, you know, him leading to the fall off and everything, and rumors of him getting ready to retire and things like that. Like, you know, with a disc coming towards the tail end, what we believe to be the tail end of his career or whatever, this is like a crazy opportunity that he could take this and like display his talents as far as when it comes to battling, right? And I was hoping like hell he was gonna reply, man. I mean, for them, he was just shy of 2 weeks before he dropped on this past Thursday or whatever, not knowing if, you know, if he was gonna say something or what. And lo and behold, bro, not only did he drop an amazing EP, might delete later, where he actually like spitting. I mean, the nigga got bars on that bitch. He dropped a diss along with it, right? Drops a diss along with it, and man, as somebody from the Carolinas, bro, it just was so, I was just so happy that, understand, I realized that, you know, it's just a sport. You know, you go in here, it's competition or whatever, and, you know, everybody want to be the best. Everybody want to be the best. And for him to to say, to not back down from Kendrick with the response, because, you know, Kendrick has done, we all know about the control verse or whatever, him calling out artists, and there's been replies and stuff to that, you know, back during that time. But like, and even like, I know he got beef with Kendrick, with Drake too, but it hadn't really been like a, you know, a beef where it's like song replies that I'm aware of anyway. So this is the first time, like, yo, it's clear that we got content of battling, of shots being taken back and forth between two folks, right? So I'm proud to be from the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a big deal. So during I listened to the 7-minute drill, I'm thinking, okay, you know, he took some shots, and you know, as he addressed in the song, towards the end of the diss, he was saying, hey, this is just warning shots. I don't know where people coming off comparing the two. He just saying, hey, I'm not backing down. He gave him 2 little tap tap, and he kind of backed up off him. He said, hey, I'm with it if you with it now. Pap pap, and then backed off of him. That's all it was. People comparing like, oh, Kendrick got the first round. It ain't been no damn rounds. He just saying, hey, if you want to go there, we can take it there. That's what Cole was saying. Now the only thing that I do disagree with in that song is him talking about Kendrick catalog. Back to what I was saying earlier, Kendrick is the reason why I started this channel. Matter of fact, The Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album by Kendrick Lamar, and it's probably my top 10 favorite hip-hop albums of all time. If you look at the very first reaction I did to this video, it was Kendrick Lamar's Damn album, and that was largely due to the reaction I had, you know, listening to Pimp a Butterfly. You know, so that's the only thing I was kind of like, I don't know about that, brother. You kind of lost me with that one. But nonetheless, the fact that he replied, he didn't have to beat him, but the fact that he stood up, you know, as saying, hey, I'm not going to back down from this challenge. If you want the smoke, here it is. I'll give it to you, right? It made me proud. It made me proud. And just in time for Dreamville Fest, right? So I'm checking out Dreamville Fest, you know, looking at it on the live stream. I wish I was there, but I'm checking out on the live stream, and you know, we finally get to the moment of truth, right? And also, let me double back. On the EP, he had Ab Soul on there, right? I'm like, damn. I hadn't heard too many people mention that, but he got Ab Soul, part of TDE, you know, the whole black hippie thing with Kendrick. Ab Soul on there, right? So fast forward, I'm looking at Dreamville Festival, and who is one of the artists performing at Dreamville Festival? Schoolboy Q, right? So I'm imagining in my mind, if these two artists that are associated or affiliated with Kendrick, you know, being that they kind of came up in the game together, if they're being associated with J Cole in some way, if it was really beef like that, I don't think they would spend the time of day doing any of that stuff, whether they be performing, you know, at the festival or giving a verse or whatever to J Cole EP. If it was really beef like that, I'll imagine that they wouldn't even associate themselves anything with J Cole. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of let me know that, okay, they know it's competition too. And, you know, it is what it is, right? So, Dreamville Festival, that's something that I peeped, Schoolboy Q. And then Moment of Truth, J Cole, about to get on stage. I don't know if anybody was there, if y'all was there, or if you watched the live stream too. But, Moment of Truth, J Cole, and you can feel the anticipation in the air. Like, leading up to the moment where the crowds are like chanting that they want J Cole, and they saying J and Cole, and then the crowd just got like the energy, the build up of him getting ready to hit the stage. It was something magical, man. Like, and I watched the live stream. It just felt like the beginning, the brink of like, this is the moment right here where J Cole defines himself. This is the nail in the coffin. This sealed the deal that, hey, this whole time we've been talking about Kendrick, like, but no, J Cole is the guy. You know, it's been so much between Kendrick and J Cole like these past 2 weeks. Hell, we damn near forgot about Drake on that bit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something for the culture, right? So here we go. Festival, J Cole hit the stage when the damn mic was working. And to be honest, during that whole performance, everything, I pretty much forgot about the whole ordeal because the damn audio from the microphone took the attention from everything. I forgot about the shit until he, brought up Kendrick and everything towards the end of his set. Right? So we get to the end, and that nigga bring out a stool. And I see him sit down, and first thought is, oh, I've seen him do this before. He gonna have a moment with the crowd or whatever. This isn't foreign thing. This isn't anything unusual that he would do or whatever. But as he's beginning to talk and kind of it still doesn't hit me yet until he actually says what he says about Kendrick. And so I'm looking and I'm like, man. In a nutshell, he essentially apologized, just saying that, hey, he, for the past 2 days since he dropped that diss, he just didn't feel right. That's, it was kind of out of character for him. He was letting his ego get in the way, and he kind of backpedaled or backtracked all the progress that he made as far as just being a human and like just getting more aligned and everything, and it just, the energy just didn't feel right with him putting out a diss like that, right? And he talked about, even back to his catalog, the thing that I did disagree with on J. Cole about that, saying that no, he makes phenomenal, and I'm just, paraphrasing if you will, but pretty much saying he makes phenomenal music, the catalog is amazing or whatever, and that he got love for J. Cole. Ain't nothing. If you want to take shots, hey man, my damn chin. He taking the Martin route pretty much. We all know Kendrick more so Malcolm X. J. Cole is taking the Martin route, And I'm trying, and when I'm listening to this, in real time, I'm watching this, and I'm watching this unfold, and the first thing I think about is, oh no, this gonna be a dent in his legacy, right? Anybody that's trying to do better for themselves, trying to get better aligned with God or the higher power or just anything that makes them find peace or helps them find peace, I'm all with it. That's over everything, right? But in the same breath, in your profession, like this is what this is. You know what I'm saying? Like this culture is built around, ego in a sort of sense. If we being honest about it, hip hop is saturated with like just ego and just saying you the best and just having these things, and that's just the culture, And I honestly felt at when this everything was unfolding, with him apologizing, he was doing like the culture disservice, and that's not to take away from him, not feeling, any type of way about, what I'm saying, like his journey, his spiritual path or whatever, but surely he got to know it's just like a sport. Like it seemed like everybody and their mama knew that this is just competition. Like we ain't expecting niggas to be out in the street being violent and no shit, seeing niggas on sight and none of this shit. No, like this for the culture. And I imagine Kendrick respect J. Cole at least enough to know that. Like, hey, let's spar right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what better way to do that if you getting ready to end on your tail end of your career, if you're getting ready to retire, to be tested in this way. he brought that up. He says like he feel like he being tested, right? And I don't know. I just kind of thinking about that. It's like, man, like I, more than anything, I just feel like it was a missed opportunity, dog. Like, without question, I think when you look back, and I hate to say it, dog. I hate to say it, but I just feel like this is just gonna be one of those kind of like chinks in the armor, like that kind of just, yeah, but. You know, and it's unfortunate, man. I've literally watched this dude. I first got put on J Cole. I think it was Friday Night Lights mixtape that I heard. Either that or the warm up. I can't remember. But the progression over the years to where he is now, man. And I just remember listening, thinking like, you know, back then, like he good. There's no question that he good, but it's just something that ain't quite. And then over time, like. He got it, man. Like, one of the best MCs to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? And to potentially, you know, be at the tail end of his career, or if he gets ready to retire or whatever, like to just kind of, you know, be done with it all. Like, this might go like against him. Like, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but you know. And the truth of the matter is, I was talking to, shout out my boy Mitty. I was talking to him the other day, and he said something that was very interesting, and I'd like to know you guys' thoughts on it. He said, J. Cole is to the people what Kendrick wants to be to the people. And when you said it, it made me kind of like, I thought about it for a minute, but actually at the same time, in a way, he right. Like, if you go back and look at J. Cole's career, and one of the first moments that I had respect for J. Cole was during, I think it was when Trayvon Martin was killed. It was something doing with police brutality, or a killing of a young black male or something like that, where he went out himself and protested in the street, like with the people, and it went around like on social media and whatever. And I saw that, I was like, damn, like this dude different. Like, he out there him by himself, like protesting, like among the people. And I feel like with Kendrick, he makes music for the people. Like, you got your all rights, you know what I'm saying? You got your complexion, and your Black of the Berry, you know, type songs. But like, I feel like J. Cole is more, I feel like J. Cole more walks the walk, if that makes sense. And like, I feel like Kendrick feels like he's that, or wants to be that, but he just is not quite Cole. I mean, like, even if you look at some of the recent pictures, you know, Kendrick got the picture with the crown thorns on his head, like he's like the savior, the whole savior and things like that. But like, if you think about it, like with J. Cole apologizing, isn't that more like savior, like taking the high road? You know what I'm saying? Despite what all these mass of people are saying about you, like, you do something against the very culture of what it, you know, what this culture, or like what the hip hop culture is kind of built on. You know what I'm saying? Like, wanting to be the best, right? Hell, what's the difference between what J. Cole did, apologizing, and what Kendrick did on Mr. Morale? What's the last song he did? He said, I choose me, I'm sorry. Like, people, you know, wants him to be this person, but he said, man, I gotta look out for me. I gotta look out for my mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that the same shit that, like, I don't, like, what's the difference between the two? You know what I'm saying? That these artists are out here choosing themselves, for their mental health and their well-being and stuff, and like just, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of like speak on it just a little bit. I'm still a fan of both artists. I don't know, man. I feel like J. Cole is more, like I said, for the longest I've been more of a fan of Kendrick. Let me just put that out there. But like, if I take a step back and just look at what I know about these two artists in an unbiased way, I feel like J. Cole is he's more relatable. Like, and I don't know, maybe just because I'm from the Carolinas and a lot of things that he's talking about, like, I can more so connect to than things that might be happening, in another part of the country, like, like the Compton side and, that whole lifestyle and way of living, and I'm not familiar with that, so that's just my perspective. But I don't know, man. I feel like his journey into being the best has played out over time a hell of a lot better than what Kendrick has. If you look at Kendrick, 4 albums, Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morale, it's kind of like this. And then Mr. Morale, I feel like it's kind of like leveling off or whatever, like you got the Damn. Whereas with Cole, I feel like where he started off is nowhere. I mean, the progression is, you see the progression. With Kendrick, it's like he's always been this good artist, but like to see the goddamn progression is the thing that is like what's so powerful to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know where he started, and like we know where simmered and turned into, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. What you guys think? What do you feel? At the end of the day, like I said, a large part of me feels disappointed, that that he didn't, that he didn't, kind of stand on the past couple of songs that he's been on, or about, feeling like he the man and all this, like he, and just kind of like backing down from it. I don't feel like it's that deep. Like, he could have gotten a competition without having to, with it having going sideways or violent like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand, and I'm sure Kendrick understand that too. But I hate to say it, but I do feel like this will count against J. Cole, man. And being somebody from the Carolinas, like, that just, man, that just really, it's just really unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what you guys think, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of back and forth on social media, of people kind of trolling J. Cole, and it's just one of those things, man. It's part of the culture. As much as I admire J. Cole for what he did, when you in this arena, like, that's gonna come with it. That don't make you no bad person or make you, soft and nothing like that. But when you step on that field, understand what, and that's a message to all rappers. I write a little bit myself, but I also realize too, like, what all that entails. Folks gonna come at you sometime, and you have to be able to put that damn pen to paper. Yeah. And he really had the opportunity to be the guy, because we see the good J. Cole, we see, how down to earth he is, but also knowing when to put on that warrior. That's what make a great king. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who has compassion and things, but also somebody who knows when it's time to get down, they get down. Like, that's the ultimate balance, and I just feel like that's a missed opportunity, man. And God, dog, damn. But I still like both artists. I rock with both of them. I rock with Kendrick. I'm excited to see what he do, what all he does next, as well as J Cole. I'm looking forward to the Fall Off. Whenever that project comes out, I know it's gonna be amazing. If it's anything close to what Mike Delite later is, I know that shit gonna be amazing, right? But yeah, so I'll be interested to know what you guys' thoughts are. I had to make a quick appearance right quick because it was weighing heavy on me. I had to come out here and come from out of the shadows and speak on this thing, man. I had to get this off my chest. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, man, it's your boy Rizzy Matt. I'm about to go back in the shadows. I don't know if I'll be doing any reviews anytime soon. I might do the Fall Off and just whatever. We'll see. But like I said, I'm still a fan of hip-hop. I'm still a fan of both of these artists, man, and everything that they contribute to the culture, the music. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Post it down in the comments. And until next time, peace.